Hey friend, it's Stacy, saying hello with a Summer of Sabbath replay. You're listening to episode 20, Slow Your Roll, Sabbath Slowing. Hi, I'm Stacy Holmes, and this is Glordinary, a few moments where we celebrate God's glory and champion the ordinary. I'm glad you're here. Is it just me, or does life move faster the older you get? You don't always realize how quickly you're aging, but there's signs. If you've caught yourself saying things like, "Wow, it's July already. This year's flying by." Yeah, you're about 3 weeks out from yelling to the neighbor kids, "Get off my lawn." It's coming for you, my friend, because life is busy. Summer is busy. And I'm loving our Summer of Sabbath series, a chance to open arm welcome a Sabbath stop, rest, delight, and worship for our souls. We've talked about stopping, so it's time for some Sabbath rest. Yes, please. Now, how do I rest again? Well, one of the books I've drawn inspiration from for our Summer of Sabbath is Alan Fadling's An Unhurried Life. And in it, he shares this quote from Wang Mingdao, a pastor imprisoned for 20 years in China for preaching God's word. Now, I read this book years ago, but this one quote has stopped me again and again, year after year. I can't get it out of my head, and it goes like this. To walk with God, you must go at walking pace. To walk with God, you must go at walking pace. It's pretty hard to walk with God when I'm sprinting through life, and I don't think that's just me. I remember when my oldest daughter was pretty young. She would love to walk next to me and try to match my footsteps as I was walking. She'd alter her gait to mimic mine, so we were stepping in sync, even using the exact same foot. And it would remind me of Galatians 5:25, which says, "Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit." Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit. Keep in step. It was just like my daughter mimicking my footsteps. What would it look like then to keep in step with the pace of Jesus, the Lord of the Sabbath, after all? That sure doesn't sound like the daily sprint that most of us run. So if fast and furious is our default pace, what would Sabbath's invitation be? You got it, slowness. Sabbath invites us to slow down the pace of our lives, our body, mind, spirit, and that ever-scary schedule as well. We aren't too fond of this idea, right? Slow? You know, if you look up slow in Webster's dictionary like I did this week, you won't find anything positive. Listen to these opening descriptions. Mentally dull, stupid, sluggish, lacking in readiness and life, registering behind. Wow, sign me up, Webster. Wah, wah. Contrast that with the meaning he gives for fast, swift, accomplish quickly, agile of mind, especially quick to learn, tenacious. Oh yes, there's a difference between fast and slow. And though our Western minds and culture trick us into believing faster's better, that's not exactly God's wisdom or Sabbath's invitation to us. I know when I'm hurried and hustling, I react, often with a sharp tone or a quick glance or a glare, and lacking grace for any and everyone, including myself. Yet when I choose to walk with God at a walking pace, slowness allows me time to respond. Time to be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, as James 1:19 says. Sabbath is our invitation to slow our lives down, even for just one day a week, to slow our body, mind, and spirit, to give ourselves time to listen and respond, rather than knee-jerk react our way through life. And here's a fun fact. Cardiologists have actually coined the term, quote, hurry sickness, to categorize the symptoms that they've seen as a result of always being so rushed. See if you can relate. Rushing through tasks, feeling grouchy when delayed, mentally running through your to-do list, feeling behind on everything, sensing everything's urgent all the time, and continuously multitasking. Yep, you've probably got it too. Welcome to hurry sickness. Okay, so yes, sign me up for a Sabbath resting through the discipline of slowing. What does that even look like in our culture? Well, are you ready for this? It looks like intentionally choosing circumstances that cause us to wait. No, but yes. Practically, it means that we practice Sabbath slowing by taking a nap. Yes, it's true. Taking a nap. 10 out of 10 people over the age of 30 recommend this. 0 out of 10 children recommend it. Okay, I totally made that up, but I'm not wrong. On Sabbath, give your body what it wants. A nap. Physically stopping for rest. It also means slowing down your mind to rest. And guess what? It's probably going to take some practice for your brain to be at rest. Even if your physical body is. It's okay. Do it anyway. We can only start as a beginner, right? So take the nap, even if your brain doesn't quite get the memo yet. Another way, slow down your breathing. Yep, deep inhales, slow exhales. Bonus tip, this also helps quiet that mental to-do list as well. You could also take a slow walk. Don't rush. If you have a small child or you can borrow one, let them walk too. This will force you to go slower, to pick up endless rock treasures and count each and every blade of grass. Those kids are annoyingly slow, and it's a gift to our souls. Allow Sabbath slowing to spill into the remaining 6 days as well by, you ready? Driving the speed limit. Oh, but if you're going to do this and drive the speed limit, please do it in the right-hand lane, people. Do not do this in the left lane. Don't cause people to sin because you're in the left-hand lane going the speed limit. But yeah, ease off that gas pedal. Also, choose the slower lane at the grocery store if you still go inside to buy groceries. Once you've mastered this, you can level up by going to the Secretary of State to renew your license. You're going to want to ease into that one though, Tiger. Lastly, single task. Unpopular opinion, but we weren't created to multitask. Multitasking is a survival tactic in animals. We weren't meant to sustainably live from survival mode, from multitasking mode. Sorry, not sorry. Professor Dallas Willard, whose writings continue to mentor even after his death, once said if he could describe Jesus in one word, it would be this: relaxed. Relaxed? Relaxed wouldn't have even been on my radar. Maybe loving, shepherd, compassionate, not relaxed. Yet throughout the Gospels, think about it, we never see Jesus rushing along, hurrying from one appointment to the next. With so little margin, he's weaving in and out of foot traffic while simultaneously healing a leper. Nope. He's, well, relaxed. So wouldn't it follow then, as a follower of Jesus, that I mimic his pace? To walk with God, you must go at walking pace. This Sabbath, let's keep in step with the Lord of the Sabbath. Let's walk with God at a walking pace. Remember, you're not alone in this. I'm praying for you, friend. Have a glordinary day.